What is up, guys? This is Stu with What the Fuck Gym Talk, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about length of membership and lifetime client value, two metrics that I think are totally underutilized, underreported, underanalyzed, interpreted, and executed on within the microgym industry. Now, before I get into that, I need you to understand where my position on retention is. I personally do not feel that retention is the Achilles heel of the microgym industry. I hear a lot of guys that do what I do. They get on fucking YouTube, they talk their talk, they give their business advice, and so often they are cramming retention-based metrics down your throat, telling you that retention is your issue, giving you their amazing retention strategies. And I'm here to say I think that's bullshit. I think the reason they're giving you retention-based strategies and really emphasizing that is because it is much easier to coach somebody on retention. It's much easier as a microgym owner to improve your retention than it would be to actually look at the real problem, which is client acquisition. Acquiring a client requires that you understand that your branding, it's dialed in, it's aimed at the right avatar, it's out there in the world digitally, in person, and it's conveying the right message. Marketing, that you are doing guerrilla, off-site, in-person events, that you have digital, paid advertising happening. You're running your organic social media and those efforts as well. The marketing and client acquisition is the one that's constantly changing as platforms come up and down in which you are going to want to acquire attention from people. As your ambitions as a business owner change, and maybe you want to pivot the avatar customer you're going after, or you want to change your marketing message as you evolve and continue to push your brand into sophistication, your client acquisition strategies will change. We all know that in around 2014 to about 2018, there was this gold rush of digital marketing advertising, and it was towards something like a 6-week challenge or a 42-day challenge. And essentially there were companies that came out of the woodwork that ended up being multi-million dollar companies because they sold you and hundreds of thousands of other microgym owners on their client acquisition system. Now, let me ask you this. Was there any retention-based companies that have come out that are making millions of dollars selling their retention-based systems to microgyms? No. Why? Because retention is something that the average microgym does really well. They take care of their clients, they provide a great service, their customers feel connected with the business, the coaches connect with the customers. You guys get it. You do it really well every single day. You are doing everything you can to retain your customers. Sure, there's probably some areas that we can clean up. And yes, retention is important. I'm not saying retention is not important. I'm simply saying that client acquisition is hard. Retention is easier. So if you're going to spend your time, energy, and efforts on any aspect of your business, I bet you client acquisition is where it needs to be, not retention. All right, and to further my point here, let's take a look at this. So the average microgym, independently owned, mom and pop, not a franchise, not one of the big conglomerates, but an average microgym is probably generating less than 20 leads per month. Okay, think about your business, think about that, run that number through your head. It's probably pretty accurate. With that, you're probably also getting less than 15 prospects in your door per month. Remember, a lead is someone who's giving you their contact information. A prospect is someone who actually walked into the facility to try out your service. This, I guarantee you, is true for the majority of you watching this. If any of you guys see these numbers a little bit higher, it's probably because you have a larger membership base. But by and large, these are the numbers we're looking at for the average microgym. Now, with those numbers, here's some other truths. Closing percentages for the average microgym, around 70% or higher. Sure, there's a little room for improvement there, but that's not too bad. Retention, 93% or higher. Now look at these numbers, all right? In which area do you feel we need to spend more time, energy, and effort on? Is it the 93% retention, which is what the average microgym owner I see is utilizing? You'll see numbers of like the average gym only retains 74%. Yeah, that was taken from a study in which they were using health clubs, not a boutique studio or a microgym. For the average microgym, month over month, we're retaining around 93, if not better, percent. Even the shitty gyms that are doing a crap job are still retaining in the low 90 percentile. Now, sales. In the sales aspect of this, 70% is good, depending on what kind of model you run, straight to class versus PT first. 70% is not bad at all. Plenty of room for improvement. But I don't look at that as that's the grave error here. Here though, this. That is less than 20 leads per month. Okay? That means not even every day. So let's say 30 days in a month. Not even every day somebody is contacting your business to learn more about it, to inquire about trying out a class, to understand what your front end offer is. Not even one person per day. Okay? That's less than one person per day. That is a problem. Less than 15 prospects per month. That means you have maybe 5, 6, 7 or so classes per day. And only 15 days out of the month is someone coming to try any one of those classes. That's every other day you get an at-bat. So on Monday, you sit there twiddling your thumbs, fucking hoping someone shows up, and they don't. And then on the next day, Tuesday, someone actually shows up and you have an opportunity to close them, but if you're at 70%, maybe a little bit higher, maybe you close them, maybe you don't. Guys, these numbers are not sustainable. And I'm not going to go into this. This is more of a deep dive into Microgym University, which again, if you're not familiar with it, Microgym University is the first online business school that I created for microgym owners. Go to the link below or the link in my Instagram bio. It's $50 a month. Cancel any damn time you want. This information at a deeper level is there. This freebie is for you guys to just get you thinking differently about this concept of client acquisition versus retention. But when we look at this, even if you're closing 70%, right? You're retaining 93. Is this where you think your time, energy, and effort needs to be spent? No. These numbers here are the reason microgym owners are not making enough money and eventually close. They're doing right by their customers once they get in, but they have a hard fucking time getting them in, which is why they went to all those client acquisition strategies and signed up for 6-week challenge programs, even though they didn't really want to, but because those programs provided a client acquisition solution that the gym owner themselves couldn't figure out. It's just super simple, guys. What do you think the gym owner is better at? Marketing, branding, and acquiring clients? Or delivering a good service once they're on the floor? It's very fucking simple when you look at it from that perspective. Now, let's go ahead and dive in just a little bit deeper to further support my thesis here. Two terms used when talking about retention. There's retention, how many members are you retaining every month, and then there's attrition, how many members are you losing every single month. And you'll probably hear them used interchangeably whenever you're talking shop with other business owners in our industry. Now, for attrition, the reason people leave, these are the only reasons people leave. There are 5. And if you're in Microgym University, you've seen the cancellation form I've created that you require every single canceling member to fill out, and it's going to have them list which one of these 5 they are canceling for. It's because of finances, moving, injury, interest, meaning their interest has changed. They were doing your thing and now they're going to go mountain biking. They were doing your thing and now they're going to get into yoga, whatever. They changed their interest, which is okay. It happens. Or schedule. Their schedule changed. They just had a new baby. Guess what? Life fucking changes real quick when you have a new baby. These are the reasons somebody leaves the gym. Now, over here, these are the reasons somebody stays at the gym. Convenience. You're right down the street. It's convenient for you. I know a lot of you guys don't like to hear this, but it's convenience over community all day, every day. But you might have a dope community, and they love the people there, and they love the coaches, and they love you as the owner, so they're going to stay. The programming. You're so proud of your programming, and I bet you your members love it too. But your programming might be a reason that they will stay because they enjoy that style of workout. And coaching. They might have been around 2 other gyms in which they don't get coaching. They get some, watered down version of cheerleading. And so they stay at your facility for the coaching. However, we have to accept that on a long enough timeline, one of these 5 changes drastically. And no matter how good this is, these 4 will never outweigh the impact of these 5. Say it after me, kids. Say it after me. Everybody cancels on a long enough timeline. One more time. Everybody cancels on a long enough timeline. Why? Their finances will change. They got to save up to buy that house. Or they need to go ahead and save up or do something with their kid. Grandma broke her hip and needs surgery. Something financially changed. Moving. Duh. Geographical relocation. Husband got a job in another state. Bye-bye. Injury. Maybe at your place, maybe playing rec league softball, maybe doing yard work, but an injury happens and that will highly increase the likelihood of someone pausing or canceling their membership. Interest. God forbid that they look at your fitness product that they've done for a couple of years and say, you know what, I'm going to try something different. It happens. We all do that personally. And if you've been in the fitness industry as a practitioner long enough, your own fitness interests have probably, ebbed and flowed and pivoted to other areas as you've gone on. So we have to expect that's going to happen with our customers as well at some point. And then schedule. Yes, schedules change. People go back to school. People go ahead and have kids. Kids go into t-ball, softball, soccer, and all that. Like, guys, do you not see all these factors that go into this mean that retention is always going to be an issue? It's always going to be something that is happening outside of your control. And no matter how well you do this, you're always going to have people slipping out of the bucket, going out the back door, submitting that cancellation. But as long as we can keep it at around 93, 94% or higher, we're going to be in good shape. There are plenty of gyms that bring in over $1 million a year in the 90th percentile of retention. And I'm going to show you a few grades here right now so you can kind of see where you are and the associated grade. These are retention grades that I came up with. If you don't agree with them, you can turn off the fucking video, but this is what I've got for you. 90%, D-. All right? Anything below 90%, you're in big fucking trouble. 91 to 94%, a C. The good news about if you're doing 91 to 94%, getting you up to the next tier, 95 to 96, requires just a few changes. It generally takes 3 to 6 months for you to see the effects, but this is a very easy fix generally. You're doing most things right, just not everything. 95 to 96, you're doing a damn good job. You could live here indefinitely for the rest of your microgym career and do very well financially. And then 97% plus, I mean, hell, if you're doing over 97%, fuck it, I'll give you the marker. You come up here and teach this because that's phenomenal if you can go month over month. And that's what these numbers are, monthly retention numbers. All right, so which grade are you? Think about it. Where does it need improvement? Now let's dive in. I talked about two terms I really wanted to hammer on here, length of membership and lifetime client value. They're the two terms that are highly, highly underreported, underanalyzed, underinterpreted, and not executed on, and I'm going to hopefully get you guys to start doing that today. So length of membership, the total amount of time that a member pays, and it's expressed in months. From the first day they give you monies for fucking whatever. It could be your front end offer. Maybe they came in on a 10 days for $20 type promo. Or maybe it's just they walked in, it's the first monthly dues they gave you, or the first set of PT sessions they bought from you. Whatever it is, that is month one. When they cancel, that's the last month of their lifetime. That is the length of their membership, the day they cancel. And if you're smart, like everyone enrolled in Microgym University, and you have installed a 30-day cancellation notice, you will be able to get one more month out of them while you're able to then go and deploy client acquisition systems that I've provided for you to go ahead and replace that customer. Now, let's look at lifetime client value. Lifetime client value is essentially the total amount of monies that were paid, and it's for anything. These monies could be for hoodies and hats and apparel. They could be for retail, bottles of water, bars, jump ropes, whatever they bought from you, your membership, personal training, nutritional services. Any monies they paid you is the lifetime client value of that individual. Two very simple terms that are not measured enough. Length of membership, how long have they been a member? Lifetime client value, how much have they paid me in total? All right, we got those two? Let's move on as to how you track these, all right? When we're tracking our LOM, length of membership, and LCV, lifetime client value, we do it generally on averages. I highly recommend you average these out every 6 months. So you're looking at 2 quarters worth of data, and then you compare and contrast the data as you collect it over the years. What you're gonna do is you're gonna record the data for 6 months of every single person that cancels. Going back to one of the previous pages where I talked about the cancellation form that I provide inside of Microgym University, you have to have one of these. They need to have 5 reasons, not 6, not 4, but the 5 I listed, and then you track that data explicitly. You do not allow anyone to cancel without that form being filled out. That way you have this data. The name, why they canceled based on the form, and then their length of membership. How many months were they a member? Their LCV. How much did they spend with your company? How much total money did they give you? You track that for every single person who is canceled within the 6 months. And you have to wait for them to cancel because that's when their lifetime ends with you. Don't try to start tracking this like intermittently with people who are still customers. That is a fucking spreadsheet nightmare. Wait until they cancel. Now, after that, you're gonna go ahead and average it all out. Number 3, you're gonna go ahead and analyze that data. You're gonna look at quarters 1 and 2 and look at the change in length of membership and lifetime client value versus quarters 3 and 4. Did it go up? Did it go down? Have a team meeting. Why do we think it went up and down? And there's plenty of reasons why these things go up and down. Sometimes length of membership goes up when lifetime client value goes down. Sometimes they both go down. Sometimes lifetime client value goes up and length of membership goes down. It varies. It's all based on your unique scenario. Again, if you're really wanting to geek out on this and deep dive, get to the link in my Instagram bio, get enrolled in MGU, and you will be able to see this at full zoomed in microscopic level. And then interpret it and execute. So once you've analyzed data and you and your team be like, okay, this is what we're seeing, we got to interpret it. We need to understand why and what's happening. And it's eventually what you look at is 2 things. It always boils down to these 2 things. Either the retention information we've got, we want to keep it. We like it. It's good data. We're retaining people for all the right reasons. Everything's working. We want to keep this going, or we need to fix it. That's it, guys. That's ultimately what all this boils down to. When you really look at your numbers, you figure out, okay, cool. Do we want to keep it? Maybe even improve it a little if we can. Or do we need to fix it? And that's where execution comes in. And obviously here in front of a YouTube video, I can't give you a specific execution strategy. I don't know your fucking business. However, I do have plenty inside of MGU. Pop over there, check it out. But guys, the big point that I want you to take home from this freebie video is that this concept of retention is the easy part. It does take work. You can't go fall asleep at the wheel. But client acquisition is truly the bigger issue. If you're gonna spend time educating yourself and figuring things out and studying branding and marketing, I promise you, you will have more money in your pocket, your coaches will take home more money, and your business will ultimately thrive from profitability with client acquisition. Because I promise you this, even a gym that truly has no real fitness professionals. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's sloppy. It's a little dirty. It's not the kind of micro gym you or I would ever want to own. I promise you their retention is still halfway decent, even in that 90 percentile or so. That is still feasible. But the problem is, if you're doing better than those assholes, you're doing 94%, 95%, 96%, that means there's always people leaving the bucket. Always and forever, people will leave the bucket. No client stays forever, because remember, everybody cancels on a long enough timeline. So if that's the case, and you've accepted in your heart of hearts that everybody is gonna eventually slowly trickle out, then you have to put your focus on making sure you always fill the bucket. Because every month, you will have retention issues. You will. Someone will cancel pretty much every single month. So that means every single month you need to be on your client acquisition game. Guys, I hope this made sense. Please comment down below if you disagree with me, agree with me, you thought this was helpful. And until I see you in the next video, have a great fucking day.